Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the farm. This is episode, 16 now? Something like that. A crazy number indeed. And as typical, we are starting off today just getting our water for our greenhouse out of the way and taken care of. It looks like we're going to drive through some dead crops here. I don't understand why the AI does not like getting their crops off the field, but that's their own issue, as typical. But we're just going to take a minute and get this water taken care of. With the water out of the way, let's take a quick minute to check on the for sale items in the shop today. And it looks like we still have that sprayer, the 4-meter one that I was just searching for in the shop for a while. We have a forage wagon. We have a small tractor that looks like it will do well for grape and olive work. And a very large low loader semi-trailer, none of which look like they are going to be in benefit of our farm today. So let's get looking at the contracts available to us. Spare barrel mission, not up our alley. We have 1,500 here. Looks like the fertilizing missions are going to be a fairly good chunk of change for us today. There's a mowing mission that is, it's 2,700 bucks. That's a pretty nice chunk of change. Stone picking, spraying. There is a weeding mission, 2,200 bucks, okay. This is actually a great one here, $4,800. We're going to borrow the items for this one. And we're also going to accept the contract for this deadwood mission because it's way down in the lower left-hand portion of the map. And then we're going to grab this other vehicle here. We're going to sneak around the back and grab our lumber trailer because we're going to attempt to bring some of this deadwood that we're going to be... we're chopping the deadwood anyways. We might as well attempt to sell it. So I'm going to grab this trailer and we're going to boogie on down to the loading area. Alright, the deadwood mission's right here, except we're going to head down to the loading one first. I want to load the truck, so that way if I do have to overflow into our trailer, we won't have to worry about not getting all of this wood where it needs to be. So we're just going to unfold, and I think it's time for a little wood loading montage, as we do so well. Let's get her going! Alright, we are all loaded up. Now we can head over to this deadwood contract and start cutting and see if we can get some of this deadwood loaded up on our trailer just to turn a little extra profit. Because why not? I want to see just how much we can get out of it. I would one day really like to get a wood chipper to the point where it'd be really fun to just be able to bring a wood chipper on these contracts, because then we don't have to deal with cutting these trees to different size. We could just kind of go with it. But let's get our deadwood all chopped up here and see what we're working with. All right, we are all down. Let's take a minute to clean these logs up. Alright, and let's see how this goes. This could be very interesting just because we have a lot of different sized logs now. And we're going to torture our truck. It's not even ours. Let's see if we can even see anything. Looks like we can see just enough. Yeah, having these logs right next to us is very deceiving. I think this will be a little bit of a project, but I don't think this is going to be too bad. I think it might be worth an extra... Oh, I can't spin that way. I can only go 90 degrees back. So we're just going to drop this log over here, recall the crane just enough to be able to kind of see what we're working with here. And then let's actually, we'll pull forward a little bit. I'll put the crane at its extreme. Okay, we should be able to grab these ones now. It could be better, but it also could be marginally worse. Just gonna move the truck a little bit so we can get access to this log. Come on. There, we got it. Maybe what we need to do is like unfold this timber trailer a little bit. Extend it. Yeah, this is not going to be pretty by any means of the word. But we will make it work. Alright, the loading process was a little rough. I think we're only dragging a couple logs, but we can go see how much extra money we are now going to get from our sale of some of this deadwood in the back. I am actually very curious to see just how this profitability turns out. Sorry, I just bought my mouse. Wasn't supposed to wreck our view. But let's just mosey across the countryside here and make ourselves a sale. Well, I'm not sure if we were able to get, it doesn't even look like any of our dead wood is within the sell range here, but we should be able to at least get the wood sold. 213, maybe a piece or two got hit there. But we're just going to back out. And then, oh, I guess our trailer doesn't have that much. This is unfortunate to say the least. I guess we're going to see if we can get out a different way. I hate to jackknife on purpose here, but we have to try to get out of here. I guess what we could do is actually just back it in this way. Yeah, that's going to work well. That's probably going to get the entire sale there. Might have a couple pieces that are too far. Let's see how this goes. $536. It's officially not worth it. The time is not worth it. But now we know. Now we are fully aware that taking the time to load up those logs, it's probably better spent. If you have a wood chipper, it's probably worth it. But I don't think that it's worth it to have to sit and load them all up. So, I mean, it's a good little learning experience right there. Oh, please don't run into us. Thank you. Good little learning experience there. We know now that loading up the deadwood on these missions is really not worth it. Which is unfortunate because this log trailer truthfully doesn't bring us that much value. Yeah, we could still find ways to like cheese the system a little bit with it. But I don't foresee an instance where... because it's almost always more worth it to just lease the stuff to move the wood anyways. So there's really not a lot of instances where having the log trailer is actually going to make a massive difference for us. But that is okay. We already own it. There's really no reason to sell it yet unless we would... Slow down, ladies and gentlemen. Slow down. In the window of this house. We're just going to park on the side of the road here. Pretty good parking if you ask me. In the window of this house, I think it was. It was one of these houses right here. Looky here. I seen a shimmer. I seen a shimmer. It's probably very difficult for you guys to see watching just because you don't have a 27-inch monitor in front of you. So it's much larger for me. I guarantee it. So no, I'm not being very cheatery. I'm surprised we haven't seen that one before. We've been on this road a lot. So it's an interesting ordeal. But we're just taking our trailer back here just so that we can return the truck, collect our... I mean, we got basically $6,000 in contracts here, don't we? Somewhere around $6,000. I'm actually going to just leave the trailer right here. It is easier to put away with my smaller tractor. So kind of the $500, actually it was like $700 for the deadwood. We got like $2,200 off of that and $45 off the wood transport. And I probably took a similar amount of time on both of them. Now that's only if you count the time I took to also load it up. Otherwise the $1,500 for just cutting deadwood I think is still a very, very good deal. But anyways, let's just get our yard put away and maybe take a peek and see if there is possibly any like rock removal missions. I'd definitely like us a rock removal. We're at 43 grand. We are kind of coming up on the possibility of purchasing And we already have a chainsaw. What if we lease a mulcher? We could start to produce bales on our little piece of property here. All we would need is a small plow. Oh, maybe that's the ticket. We don't have to buy the land yet then. But we could still justify owning better equipment. We have the means to move this stuff off of our property. I mean, there's a lot of wood in this tree. This is probably an episode of its own. That is a massive oak tree. But like these guys here, we could very easily remove them, and we could put a grass field. Honestly, is it even worth putting a grass field here? Why don't we just leave it as a meadow? We could still cut it, but then we wouldn't have to go through the effort of making it a very good grass field. That might be something we think about here. I'm going to take a second. I'll be right back. Okay, so I took my quick little bit here to peek around and see what we could possibly do. And my verdict is we probably should wait. The reasoning is the cheapest round baler is about 60 grand, which would mean we would have to do it via forage wagon and bunker silo if we wanted to do silage off this field. And the forage wagon is 30 grand. So I don't think we can really start to capitalize on our space here until we have just a little bit more money or something good comes on the sale. So I think what we're going to do next is take on a couple of those fertilizing missions. There was 3 of them. We are going to unfortunately have to buy more fertilizer this time, and we'll probably just buy 2 pallets of the fertilizer just because it is just one of those things that we're going to be it's just one of those things we're going to be continuing to go through a lot of very consistently. So it doesn't make sense not to just get a couple of them and not have to worry about it for a while. So I'm going to pick up this fertilizer. We're going to take on all 3 of those contracts, and we will see where we're sitting at with money after this. Alright, with these all taken care of, we're going to head back down to our piece of land. We're going to get this fertilizer spreader refilled and put away, and then we're going to choose probably one more good-sized contract to wrap up this episode. So let's go take this, take off this drift machine. Alright, the yard is now put away. Let's get our contracts collected here. We had 1766, 1095, and $1,466. Of course, we spent about $39 on all of the fertilizer. So those ones weren't really high profit for us, but now these 2 bags of fertilizer are completely paid for. This one still got 534 liters. This still has 627, so we still have a bag and about 400 liters that are going to be pure profit for us during our next fertilizing missions, which I am very excited for, needless to say. Let's take a peek here at the current contracts. Let's get this mouse out of the way. See you later, buddy. Deadwood, $10,050. 7 trees. Not really feeling that one. Truthfully, I was hoping for anything but sorghum. No, I'm kidding. Gotta give sorghum crap. You know, it was a pain in our butts yesterday, and I just want to be very clear that we did not very much respect that. I think we're going to take on a nice, big, long weeding mission here. And, I don't know, probably see our way out with it. I'm going to take off the front loader. I don't think we have much of a need for it on a weeding mission. It's kind of nice to not have it on the tractor all the time. Although it does look nice. There's just something about not having to have the front loader on. It does seem like Giants has fixed the bug where the front loader's glitched down through the ground. So very excited about that. I think that's a beautiful fix. It was bothering me for a nice chunk of time. Me and my younger brother had played a world, and it's like we could not keep those front loaders from glitching into the ground. You know, we'd take them off, put them on about 5 or 6 times until we got it to not do that. I'm going to grab the front weight just to offset the weight of this weeder a little bit. And I forgot where the contract is. Oh, just up to our north. Not too far at all. That's what we like to see. So we're going to head on over there, and then we're going to talk our way out of this one, I think. Because why not? All right, for this field, I do think we're going to take on the headlands. Just because it is kind of nice on some of these to do it. This one does have weeds that we're actually removing too. If I get nice in here, you can see there are some that are disappearing. They're kind of like the brown spots. That's probably a better view. You can see it really well there. And honestly, that is a very clean thumbnail. Don't mind if I do. 1 second here. Shabang! All right, that's feeling pretty. Oh, but either way, yeah, no, I was hoping we could just kind of talk our way out of this one. You know, because it's nice to be able to talk for a while. I've been skipping through a lot of stuff just because it's been, I don't know, busy work, I think is the best way to describe it. When we're just sitting here grinding out money, it is very boring, and there's really not much we can do about it, truthfully. The interesting part of the game itself is kind of being able to advance, and I don't think it's worth just sitting and talking through every single field we do. That would bore you all to death. That being said, it is nice every once in a while to be able to just kind of talk away for a bit, see what's going on. You know, yesterday I was not doing great. I woke up, I felt pretty rough, but it's like I gotta get this video out. You know, I'm trying to hold myself to it, keep that accountability up, and then after that, I literally slept all day. You know, usually I can stare at a computer monitor for a good chunk of time, but after I finished editing, I didn't even record yesterday, I was only editing, and after I finished editing, I was like, I need to go lay down, and my wife, bless her heart, was very supportive of that decision. Usually I'm a little bit stupid in the head when it comes to not taking care of myself when I'm sick, but maybe I just didn't look that great, and it was apparent because she basically let me sleep all day. I went to bed at about 8:30 last night. Excuse me. And I slept until about 7. Was up for about 30 minutes. Fell back asleep until about 10:30. It was an absolute blessing she was able to give me to be able to just sleep that little bit longer. And because of that, I feel pretty good today. You know, of course, it's still a little bit of a headache going on, and my throat absolutely killing me. I think I drank 3 bottles of water over the course of last night. Had the electric blanket turned up to 4 out of 5. Usually I sleep with it on like 2. I'm very grateful to be in the condition I'm in right now. You know, I'm not 100%, but based on yesterday, I could have been at 60%. I could have been at 40%. You know, I was in a pretty bad condition yesterday. So I'm really happy to be able to sit here and not feel sick. Truthfully, it's a great feeling to just be able to hang out and do the stuff I want to do. And of course, producing these videos, it's something I want to do, but I mean, anybody that makes YouTube videos typically has an ulterior motive, be it they're trying to get out in front of people more, or they're trying to do something with themselves, or perhaps they're trying to make money. I'm not going to lie and say that the money wouldn't be nice, you know, but that's not right now, and I'm okay with that. You know, I was hoping to get to 1,000 subscribers by like April, and we're already in like the 720s. You know, we are so far ahead of what I thought was possible already, and I'm feeling very grateful to be in the situation I'm in. Yeah, money's tight, but I've got a healthy kid and a great wife, so it's hard to complain. It really is. So no, if you guys have any great news or just how you're feeling today, feel free to share. Truthfully, I like talking about some of the feel goods. Even if you're not feeling that great, a little down, it's okay too. But the main thing is being at least able to convey those feelings, either be it to somebody who maybe doesn't care or to somebody that you know cares. The ability to talk about them, I think, is the most important, by all means. So if you guys need somebody to talk to, I'm right here, baby. I'm right here. I can be kind of hard to get a hold of sometimes, but I'll be sure to respond if you need it. I will. But either way, I honestly, this weeder, this thing has been a champion for us. This is a $2,000 contract, and truthfully, I would love to get a bigger weeder, but I think we would have horsepower issues, because these weeding missions have been paying themselves off highly effectively. We bought the weeder for $6,500 a long time ago. Like, this is episode maybe 4. Oh no, because we had to make the money for the tractor itself. But we bought the weeder, I mean, it had to be a couple episodes after the tractor, and it feels like it's probably made us like 15 grand. And of course, if you account for the money it takes to pay it off, that's still 9 grand right there. Still $9,000 in profit this weeder has helped us make. So I would love to actually get an upgrade for it here. Once we turn around on this next row, we're going to look in the shop. I want to see what a new weeder would cost us, because these missions are not all that bad. And I don't think the horsepower really would be a big issue. When they're down, yeah, it's a little rough, but I don't think it's going to be the biggest deal. Set the cruise control. Okay, let's go take a peek here. What do weeders run us? That's a weeder. So 41 grand, 170 horse. But it goes 12 meters. Holy smokes. Well, if we end up with a higher horsepower tractor, I'm hoping our next tractor is a medium tractor, truthfully. I'm hoping for something in that 180 to 210 range. But we might even stretch ourselves with a loan if we have to make that happen, because our tractor right now is going to be a hold back on the equipment we can buy. Even the round baler, I think that one takes about 150 horse. We've only got 116 on this bad boy, so I'm kind of leaning towards the tractor needing to be upgraded. But at the same point, that's a very expensive gig. We don't have any fields. Our production of ourselves is not that great. So in order to make more money, I feel like we have to wait on this. We need to make some of the other stuff happen first. Being like, we need to get a baler. We need access to more horsepower. But it's kind of one of those things where I would love some of the higher powered stuff, but I think a lot of it's going to hinge on what comes on the sale, truthfully. Because if that wood chipper comes on the sale, we're probably going to scoop it up regardless of what tractor we have. Just because, I mean, we basically make 4 grand on a wood transport mission. 20 of those, we got 100 grand. You know, we could buy a tractor with just a whole bunch of wood transport missions. Now, I would not do that to you guys, but I may consider having to put together a crazy fun idea like that. I was considering, you guys might be able to provide some insight on this too. I was considering a video that is, how much money can you make in one day in FS25? And of course the time scale would be at like 5 or 10. I'd probably set it at 10, but I would start right away in the morning, and I would see just how much money I can make on the wood transport missions. Because I think that would be very, very fun to see. And then you could compare it to like Deadwood. And because of that, you could kind of get a rough profit per hour. And you could take on a bunch of harvesting missions. Not only that, but you could also test the profitability of big versus small ones. And I can tell you right now, the big ones would be probably slightly more profitable just because you would take on less leasing costs as a whole. And you would be in those bigger tractors longer. So that'd be interesting. Plus you'd get the extra money off the field, which, because it's a bigger field, there'd be more extra yada yada yada. So I would hazard to say that like the bigger ones would be more profitable. But that's kind of something I was hoping to work on soon. Because I'm starting to get really used to my editing style with this series. And because of that, I'm kind of starting to want to produce my fun ideas more. Of course, I'm not going to when I'm having a difficult time swallowing right now because my throat is in shambles after last night. I'm not going to tell you what I was up to. Wink, wink. Let me get something to sip on here. But yeah, no, I'm really hoping to get into the fun video ideas here very, very soon. That being said, if you guys have any video ideas you would like to see, feel free to let me know. The worst thing I could say is that is way too good of an idea for me to execute properly. I learned that the hard way. I have a lot of video skills I need to earn, and that's just going to be through experience, because I tried to make a video that was well above my caliber, and I spent a lot of time on it. I learned a lot, but it was not, like, my production skills are just not that great yet. I can say that confidently. My video production skills are not that great. My editing style is okay, my recording style is okay, but I'm trying to learn how to keep the final product in mind as I produce the video, so that the final product is guaranteed to turn out well. Like, if you look at somebody's, like, take a very big YouTuber, anybody, for example, let's say a Mr. Beast, and you watch one of their videos, it's very clear that almost everything in that video is intentional. And it's all, like, everything. Lighting style, their choice of who's competing, yada, 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 whatever it may be. And if I were to go back and attempt to make a video like that, I would have no idea where to start. I wouldn't really have the end vision in mind. Plus, like, the creating of the story of the video, that is not something I'm that great at. So that's something I'm definitely, like, I'm trying to learn how to create that story by doing all of these FS25 videos here on the Start From Nothing, because it's like, if I can start to learn how to create a story throughout each of these videos, oh, this is going to be the last pass here, I think I could see a lot more success in that regard. Now that I've talked your ears off for a nice chunk of time, it is time to return our reader to our nice little lot and probably wrap it up here. I'm not quite sure. It seems like we've got a fair amount of stuff. Of course, oh, look at that, a sugarcane trailer again. I feel like this is the second sugarcane trailer that has come on the sale. 28,000 liters. It can hold grass, silage, and other stuff, but we would need a large blower or forage header to be able to get it up into there. So I don't foresee that being lucrative or even worth our time slash consideration for that regard. So either way, I think we're just gonna head on down. I'm gonna get this thing put away. Let's collect our money here quick so we don't forget to do that. $2,200 while I talk your guys' ears off. That is a major financial success for us. We're up to $46,000. That is a very beautiful chunk of change for us that we're going to be hoping to start to leverage. Not only that, I was hoping to at least take a peek. I wonder if we have any pallets ready at our greenhouse. It has to be getting close. If not, we're going to have some ready by the next episode. I can almost guarantee that one. It was very close earlier. I don't want to slow down for this man, but the police informed me in the last episode that I probably shouldn't do that. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. Let's just take a peek here. I don't know why I'm driving through here. Looks like there's no pallets. What's the greenhouse at? 960 liters of tomatoes and chili peppers, 982 of the garlic. It is so close. It is scary. We're going to have some nice pallets ready to be sold in November. I'm very excited for that. Thank you everybody so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, maybe a comment if you're feeling a little extra zesty, or possibly, here's a crazy one, join the Discord. I'm going to put that one somewhere here. I've got that somewhere. I don't know. Either way, I will see you all next time. Take care. Peace out.